I would first like to thank the organizing committee for giving me this wonderful opportunity and connecting this knowledge day year on year, where people get more inputs about our industry. India ranks second in the global egg production, producing 318 million eggs every day, and next to China, which is 33%, whose per capita consumption is around 300 eggs, while India's is 80 eggs per year. And Indian layer industry is expected to grow 4 times in the coming years, and Tamil Nadu stands first in the Indian egg production, followed by Andhra and Telangana. Indian egg exports generates a revenue of $25 to $30 million every year, out of a total production, only 0.5 to 1% of our eggs are being exported annually. India was previously exporting to around 20 countries, and after the HPA outbreak in 2008, many countries have banned our eggs. The Middle East is a primary importer, with Maldives and few African countries. Sri Lanka and Malaysia were a new opening to our market, but they have again become self-sufficient. And last financial year was a record-breaking year, where we generated a revenue of $91.5 million, marking its highest in the past decade. Oman has always been our major contributor with around 35 to 40% share in our exports, and Maldives is a consistent buyer with a steady growth in demand. Qatar brought light into our Indian eggs, while India not only played in the Football World Cup, but also our Indian eggs playing an important role during the World Cup 2022. UAE recently opened their ban on Indian eggs, but has given permission only to limited exporters. Sri Lanka had played a major role last year due to their economic crisis, and then again they have again regained their domestic production. And this is the statistics of egg exports for the last 10 years. Sri Lanka has stopped import, as you can see, has stopped import due to their self-production, and Muscat, Oman is expected to, they're working on becoming self-sufficient in the coming years, and Qatar has introduced weight restrictions, and ethanol, where maize is being diverted from feed production to ethanol consumption, the cost of producing egg might increase in the coming years. Frequent bans and restrictions impact our exports, as UAE has just resumed their ban on, and Oman is currently restricting and limiting import permits to balance their domestic production. Egg size has now become a new challenge in Qatar, as our competing countries, Turkey and Iran, eggs weigh above 55 to 60 grams and are categorized as AA and A, but Indian eggs range from 48 to 53 grams and they are categorized only as B and C category. Certification process is a little time consuming, with certifications to be obtained from the AQCS Chennai after samples being collected from Namakkal and will be sent to test in Bangalore, and again the certificate to be received from Chennai. Maize and soya being our major source of feed, maize consumption is diverted for ethanol, which is eventually leads to increase in the production cost of eggs. The Middle East countries are currently focusing on developing their own production. A major importer, Oman, is investing heavily on becoming self-sufficient. Tapping new markets is a challenge due to strong international competition. There are many potential exporters in the coming generation, but they lack knowledge on export processes and non-availability of infrastructural facilities. And these are a few achievements by APEDA, where we were organized business meeting in Oman and Bahrain, and also Russia thinking to import eggs from India. So consistent rise in health awareness and diets will create a global demand for eggs. Being a leader supplier in GCC, the demand will grow consistently with rising population. We have been the best choice for import for all countries who face shortages in their supply, like Sri Lanka. and Malaysia, who imported eggs during their economic crisis, and Qatar and UAE are increasing consumption due to Red Sea crisis. Working on new markets like Russia and logistics cost with Africa will be an opportunity to increase exports. Supporting government policies and initiatives like FTA with importing countries and increase in road tax can support exporters. Currently, the road tax has now been increased from 0.5% to 2%, which will help exporters in the future exports. Value-added products is obviously a huge opportunity to enter new markets, which my fellow speaker will be talking about. There are a few measures that can be considered which can elevate export from the current situation. Negotiating trade agreements can support smoother business. Currently, the bilateral trade agreements between Oman and India is in final stages, which can better our trade. A training workshop can be conducted with the emerging exporters to educate them with the latest certification process and regulations, which can lead to increasing exports. Setting up a government laboratory with international standards for all testings can be set up in Namakkal so that we can meet all test requirements required for the export and certification, along with AQCS providing certificates at Namakkal, which can reduce the current time consuming process. The need to increase maize production and introducing GMO maize will be a solution to overcome the maize shortage in the coming years so that we are always very competitive.